Hey everybody, it's Chris Rutledge from Los Angeles, California. I'm a tap dancer, teacher, choreographer, performer, and artist. This is my little video for the submission for the Tap World documentary. Thank you very much for your attention. Hope you enjoy everything that you see. And this is the ride that we're all on. Tap dance, music and movement. Let's get it. Why'd you take up tap? I took up tap because I lost my baseball scholarship that I thought I was going to get. My life was just kind of in unbalance, and I was introduced to a master who let me into the world of tap, into the world of dance, into the world of masters for back in the old day. And I took up tap because it was something that I was always supposed to be doing. I just didn't know that I was always supposed to be doing it. Some of the sacrifices that you make learning and improving your skills are, time with your friends, time with the people that you like to be around, maybe your family even, sacrificing some ideas of wanting to do the same thing, of wanting to be the same type of person. That's something that you have to give up as far as being a tap dancer. So it's one of those things where sometimes you don't have much in common with maybe the people in your family or the people that you respect or that you want to be around. You know, a lot of time has been sacrificed. There's been times where you just don't go out. You know, you don't go out because you're working on some steps or some choreography or some staging or whatever. You know, you're in rehearsals or something like that. So. But that's with anything. That's, being a professional and something that you love. You give up those things and you do it willingly because this is who you are and this is what you love to do. So this is a commissioned art piece that I was requested to do for a client in Carpinteria, California, at a private beach house residence. What she had asked me to do is try to recreate the landscape that was the view from the back patio, as you see here. She also had requested that I do the paintings to ABBA music, which I do not have the rights to, so you will not be hearing any of that. And you're missing some really good tap dancing. But on top of that, again, this is a commissioned piece, and you can have your own commissioned piece. Just contact me, Chris Rutledge, the tap artist. Thanks. It's a difficult question because there's a lot of admiration that I have for a lot of different dancers for a lot of different reasons. One of the first ones that I admire was Gregory Hines. He was one of the first that I saw that was in the movie that made me feel like that I could go this route, that I could be a dancer, that it was cool, that the style of it made sense to me. It was an athletic style, so it made sense. It made sense to me. Maybe that's the best way to put it. It made sense to me. So a lot of admiration for that guy and for the way that he was able to kind of cross a bunch of boundaries as far as being an actor and being a stage actor also, and continuing the tradition from Sammy Davis and Honey Coles and the true masters to kind of take those legacies and continue it on. John Bubbles is another one, the group Bucket Bubbles from back in the day. He was kind of like credited to bringing tap back down on the heels and being able to utilize all four plates. He was kind of in the time of Bojangles, but a bit after Bojangles. So it was a difficult thing at that point probably to dance like he danced because the common and most popular style at that time was Bojangles. I say a lot of admiration for the new age, the new wave, the new era masters of the dance. Savion, obviously, Jason Samuels, Chloe's doing a lot for women, and there's, you know, Michelle Dorrance, Dormisha. Those people are continuing again the wave of popularity and the wave of the art form, and it's a lot of admiration to those people. Melinda, Sarah, a lot of great dancers. There's a lot of great dancers right now. It's an exciting thing. There's a long list of people that have helped me personally. My mom is, you know, she's probably the first one that I think of, because literally, I mean, birth stuff aside, without that woman, I wouldn't be able to be here. I wouldn't be able to pursue these things that I've had in my head and that I dream about and that I know can become real. Those things wouldn't have had a chance without that woman, so I'm eternally grateful. Believing that it's okay to be exactly who I am and not have to feel so pressured to be like that person or to be similar to another person to either try to gain success or to some notoriety, you know, have some sort of notoriety. That idea, I think, has helped me maybe the most, is being okay with the things that I see and hear. I had a hip disease when I was really young. That affected me for a little bit. It affects me sometimes today, so that's a little bit of an obstacle, just having a hip. I had a hip disease, so sometimes pounding on the floor is not always it's not always the best thing. Coming from a place for me that was an athletic, come from Alabama, the athletes and the athletic side of things, when I no longer did that and started pursuing this path of dance, there was a lot of obstacles that way, because a lot of people immediately was like, we knew it, he was gay. He's dancing, he's gay. So, you know, being a straight guy was kind of a weird thing to have that put right in your face just because you found something new and you found something that you love as far as the dance goes. So obstacles like that, having friends that you grew up with, that you spent 14, 15 years around, that knew you, that spent the night over your house, that you hung out, their impression of me right after I started doing this was a huge obstacle for me. When I moved away from Alabama, it was a very, like, some of the blowback that I got secondhand was not cool. So my family has always been supportive in the idea of something that I'm pursuing. They've always thought it was cool. If there's been any of the performances that I've had on television or some stage show or the things that have had some coverage of the performances that I've done, they've always thought it was cool. There's not a lot of understanding as far as the family goes. Sometimes I think as far as what exactly I'm trying to do, and more importantly, I think how to get there. I think that there's a big lack of understanding sometimes of how you get to the places that I'm wanting to go. But as far as support, to answer the question, yes, they have been.
I remember when they were actually tattoos. They were nice.
When I was young, I didn't tap dance. I didn't dance at all, as far as like the traditional word means. I would dance at talent shows or like at the skate rink, you know, for a little dance contest. But never trained, never anything like that when I was young, so I didn't have to deal with that at a young age, which I'm thankful for. But although when I was 19 and getting outdanced by 5-year-olds, that was something. But as far as the others, when I was young, I didn't really have anybody. We were all playing ball, so everybody thought okay of everyone else that was on the team. Not really much of what I do has come from YouTube. I mean, you see people and you see certain moves that you're like, oh, that's cool, let me shape it, let me change it to my own and to my own direction and my own syncopation or whatever. But as far as like what I've learned, maybe like tutorials, studying, blah blah blah, from, you know, this Tap 101, hasn't been a lot of that for me. I think for me what YouTube has done is just been able to let me have exposure to so many different styles and ways of tap dancing to create the music. I think that's been the big one for me as far as the YouTube goes. So not a lot of learning per se, but a lot of like exposure, which is huge. Future tap dancing is bright. I think that there's a couple of avenues that we're going to be able to expand the awareness of tap dance. I think one is through the technology that we have today, being able to integrate technology into our tap performances and tap shows to kind of create a bigger spectacle of, you know, the show as far as lights and tech that go hand in hand with the dance as opposed to just the dance. The other side, the more pure side of it, is I think that the quality is going to get better, it's going to get faster, cleaner. Styles are going to get more pronounced. Going to be different styles, going to be different music, and all the different cultures that are tap dancing now is just a way that it's going to progress. And I think the other way is to just be able to make the common people think of tap dancers as artists. And one of the ways that we can do that is by something that I've been doing for almost 3 years now, something called tap art. I mean, it's basically, it is what it sounds like. I'm making paintings by doing tap steps. So I think that this, for me, is just a goal to try to get other people to look at tap dancers as artists. I mean, these are the footprints that we leave behind, and that's the idea of this. So I think the future of tap looks good. It's bright, and we're going to keep it going. Why do I love tap? We could be here all day on this. Basically, let's put it down to this. You are free to create whatever you want in the shoes that you have. You're free to create the music and the movement that moves you and that you see and feel and hear. I think that it's in the blood now. There's no resisting it for me. It's there, and I am almost a slave to it. It's in there. You got a chance to come out, and it's never going to go back in. It's always going to be here with me. It lets me be free when I feel trapped, and that for me is important. It makes me crazy to feel trapped, and tap dance for me provides the vehicle possible for me to be as free as I want. What else does that? For me, it's tap dancing.